I want to welcome you to the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting for December 18th, 2018. Starting off with roll call, we have Commissioner David Fuentes from Precinct Number 1, myself, Eddie Cantu from Precinct Number 2, and Joseph Palacios, Commissioner for Precinct 4. We have a quorum. If you can lead us in prayer, Mr. Sissin.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Let us pray. Father God, again, we come before you just giving you many thanks, Lord, many praises for another day that you've given us to serve, Lord. Thank you for the board that you've appointed, the judge and 4 commissioners, Lord, that you have appointed to lead this great county of ours, Lord. We continue to pray for them, Lord. We continue to lift them up to you, provide them with your many blessings, provide them with your wisdom, Lord, and more importantly, your peace through your Son, Jesus, Lord, as they continue to make the decisions that affect us all. I continue to ask for your wisdom, Lord, for myself, for our staff, and the rest of the leaders of this great county that we serve, Lord. Just a special prayer for outgoing Judge Ramon Garcia and Commissioner Joseph Palacios, Lord. Continue to bless them, Lord, in whatever endeavor they pursue after elected office, that they have served the people well, Lord. We also pray for the incoming board members as well, Lord. Continue to provide them many blessings and guidance as they continue to make all the decisions for us as well, Lord. I just thank you for all that you do in our lives, Lord. May we just continue to work as we're working for you, Lord. I ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. At this time, I wanted to recognize some individuals, some volunteers that have come down from Appalachian State University, some students. Appalachian State is located in Boone, North Carolina. They've come down here to volunteer and help Lupe. And I just wanted to thank them. I just wanted to thank them on behalf of Hidalgo County and the Drainage District for coming down and supporting us and helping Lupe. Thank you for taking your time out of your Christmas holidays to come down here and volunteer and support us. May God bless you while you're here and as on your way back. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Open forum?
Yes, sir. We do have participants that are open forum. There is a 3-minute time limit. I'm asking the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. I will advise when there is 1 minute left. Our first speaker is Cristela Rocha.
Buenos días, comisionados. Mi nombre es Cristela Rocha y soy organizadora comunitaria de la organización Lupe. Y este día vengo para invitarlos a un evento que vamos a tener del sonido del agua el 26 de enero, que va a ser a las 5 de la tarde. No sé si ustedes han estado viendo que hemos estado viniendo hablando de 2 colonias que se arreglaron el drenaje, que fue la colonia Alberta, Acres y también la Oguasa. Entonces ahí vamos a tener una celebración donde esperamos 400 personas que van a estar ahí celebrando que terminaron con este proyecto de sonido del agua, y vamos a tener también a los artistas que van a cantar estos corridos y también fueron hechos por las personas que viven en la colonia. Entonces queremos por favor pedirles que guarden ese día, va a ser un sábado aquí en el Salón de la Lomita, y próximamente en enero vamos a darles una invitación más formal. Nomás para, por favor, que no se les olvide que es bien importante que ustedes asistan ahí para que la gente mire, ¿verdad? Y ustedes escuchen un poquito sus experiencias a través de estos corridos. Pues gracias.
Gracias.
¿Manda? Y también quería darles este librito que tengo aquí. ¿Se los puedo pasar aquí para que se los pase?
¿Son canciones?
Good morning. My name is Cristela Rocha, and I'm a community organizer in Precinct 4. And I'm here just to ask you to save the date for January the 26th, where we're going to have an event. We've been talking about 2 colonias that got in Precinct 4 that got fixed. Drainage got fixed, streets got fixed, and so they sharing their story through a corrido. And so they've been working on corridos. You've been hearing us about, and on January the 26th, we'll have all the music ready. All the conjuntos will be there playing the corridos, and we're just here to ask you to save the date. We will have an invitation, a formal invitation for you in January, but we just want you to save the date. And we're just passing out the bulletin because we had from the despedida that we did from Commissioner Joseph Palacios last time. It's right, it's a fun story, and we just wanted to be sure that he takes this one with our heartwarmth and our love for him, that knows that we appreciate when commissioners do their job and do the job well. So we just wanted to present this bulletin for so you can see how we appreciate our commissioners. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Next presenter is Mr. Joe Rodriguez.
Good morning, Commissioners. First of all, I'd like to thank the Drainage District. They're doing a great job. As far as I say, just cross your T's, dot your I's, transability. The next one, the other agenda is I'd like to commend the law enforcement for their efforts to cut down on accidents this holiday season. Keep up the great job. But the problem is when you have a sitting judge that commits a DWI and gets away with a slap on the hand, and for a favor in her court from DAs or assistant DAs, that's just not right. So the law enforcement is doing a great job, but just for really no good, because if you know somebody or you paid somebody in their campaign, you get special favors, and that's not right at all. Okay, so taxpayers' money is just being wasted. There's no really integrity. There's so much corruption in this county, it's ridiculous. And I call out to the residents of Hidalgo County and the rest of the counties to do the same in their counties, to call them out and make them responsible and accountable for their actions. Because when the top law enforcement in the DA is not doing their job and says that they're going to prosecute no matter who and investigate no matter who, whether it be family or not, and they don't, they're not fulfilling their commitment to the public and to the constituents of who voted them in with good faith. So be safe out there, law enforcement. I appreciate your service, and remember, you got to go home too. So be careful with those drunk drivers out there too. Thank you.
Next presenter is Mr. Donato Medina.
Good morning, Commissioners. I come before you today asking for prayers. I believe in our law enforcement and, of course, our judicial system, but I think it needs to start at home. You know, when you see something, say something. One, I want to ask for prayers for Philip Puerta Jr. and Delia Contreras, but also for my cousin Andrea Rodriguez, who right now is in the hospital. And I just want everybody to pray for her. I don't pray a lot. I don't pray enough as anyone should, but if you can hold her in prayers today and for the county, because she's in dire straits right now, so she does need your help. So, thank you.
Last presenter is Mr. Milt Howard. Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Milt? That was an error. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So,
Is that it?
yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll go on to the consent agenda.
No issues that I'm aware of.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Government Code 262-024A4 for professional engineering services.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by the Board of Directors of the firms graded and evaluated for the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services for Mile 10 North and Mile 1 West 2018 bond referendum project number 21. Firm names are Javier Hinojosa Engineering with a score of 95.67, B2Z Engineering with a score of 95, Mellon and Hunt with a score of 93.33, Harvard Pierce Engineering with a score of 91.67, CSA Group with a score of 89.67.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Joseph Palacios will be abstaining.
Item 3, pursuant to the board's approval, request authority for Dow County Drainage District 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number one ranked firm of Javier Hinojosa Engineering for the provision of professional engineering services for the Mile 10 North and Mile 1 West 2018 bond referendum project number 21.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Joseph Palacios is abstaining.
Thank you. Item B, approval to issue payment on the following items proceeding review and compliance with contract terms and conditions. 1, application for payment number 4 in the amount of $128,166.30 from Rennie Construction LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 1 18-015-0328-J09 Drain Improvements Phase 2, Road Winfield Crossings Project. Everything's in order for the payment.
Wanda, you have a comment?
Hold on, let's take action.
Oh.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Commissioners, if I may, Mr. Cecile, if I
Yes.
may, could we please recess Drainage District for 2 seconds, open Commissioners Court, acknowledge the 9:30 posting, and then recess Commissioners Court and come back to Drainage District? Sure.
We need to make a motion to recess.
Recess.
Make a
Second.
motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries to recess the meeting, and we're going to call the 9:30 meeting?
Yes, sir.
At this time, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Commissioners Court meeting dated December 18, 2018.
We can just take a quick roll call and then we'll recess.
Starting with roll call, we have David Fuentes, Commissioner Precinct Number 1, Eddie Cantu, Commissioner Precinct Number 2, and Joseph Palacios, Commissioner Precinct Number 4. We have a quorum.
So, and I'd ask,
Motion to recess. Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. We're going back to Drainage District. Thanks for bearing with us.
Thank you. Item B2, application for payment number 3 in the amount of $154,128.07 from Castle Enterprises LLC pertaining to construction contract number ACD 1-18-020-0508-J09 Phase 3 drainage improvements. Everything's in order.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, Drainage District General Manager Operation Matters, requesting approval of supplement agreement number 1 to work authorization number 1 for additional service in relation to the professional engineering service agreement with SMB Infrastructure Ltd. for the provisions of construction, engineering, inspection, and management service for the improvements to the Farmer County South Drain Construction Project in the amount of $39,033.21, subject to final legal review and compliance with House Bill 1295 if applicable.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, request exemption of competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval. I think you're going to abstain on this? Abstain.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
D2, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of the Board of Directors. Rank the firms graded and evaluated to the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services for Southwest Wesco 2018 Bond Referendum Project 35. Firm name Alpha Infrastructure Engineering PLC with a score of 92. Strata Engineering with a score of 87.67. CSA Group with a score of 89.67.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Thank you. Item 3, pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of Alpha Infrastructure Engineering PLC for the provisions of professional engineering service for the Southwest Wesco 2018 Bond Referendum Project number 35.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Thank you. Item E, request exemption of competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262024A4 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph abstaining.
Thank you. 2, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of the board of directors for the firms graded, ranking for the firms graded and evaluated to the district's approval board of engineering, firms for the provision of professional engineering services for Mile 10 North Baseline Road, 2018 Bond Referendum Project number 20. Quintina Haley Associates, Inc., score 9467. TES Infrastructure Group, a score of 9367. SMB Infrastructure Group, a score of 94.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for the Dow County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number one ranked firm of Quintanilla, Haley and Associates for the provision of professional engineering services for Mile 10 North Baseline Road 2018 bond referendum project number 20.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Item F, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements of text local government code 2620248 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Item 2, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of the ranking by the Board of Directors of the firms graded and evaluated to the district's approved pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services for for Highway 281 and FM 88 2018 bond referendum project number 14. Cruz Hogan with a score of 91, South Texas Infrastructure Group with a score of 90, Coretran Engineering with a score of 8967.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Item 3, pursuant to the Board's approval of requesting authority for the Alcohol Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number one ranked firm of Cruz Hogan Consultants, Inc. for the provision of professional engineering services for Highway 281 FM 88 2018 bond referendum project 14.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Item G, requesting exemption of competitive bidding requirements, text local government code 2620248 for professional engineering services.
So move.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by the Board of Directors. The firms graded and evaluated to the district's approval pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services for FM 493 and Country Road 2018 bond referendum project 12, Sames Inc. 9533, Pettis Consulting 9433, and Mellon Hunt 9333.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Thank you. Item 3, pursuant to the Board's approval, requesting authority for the Dow County Drainage Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number one ranked firm of Sames Inc. for the provision of professional engineering services, FM 493 and Country Road 2018 bond referendum project 12.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Raul, we're going to have to take no action on H. We have an issue with respect to a quorum up here, so I'll just move it to the next meeting.
8, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excuse me. We'll move on to item I, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements of Texas Local Government Code 2620248 for professional engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Great. Thank you. Item 2, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of the Board of Directors to rank of the firms graded and evaluated through the district's approval pool of engineering firms for the provision of professional engineering services for Mile 9 North and FM 1015 2018 bond referendum project number 24. Denenbaum Engineering Company in 9133, SWG at 90, Half and Associates 9667, Pettis Consulting 9433, Cruz Hogan at 91.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Thank you. Pursuant to the Board's approval, requesting authority for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with the number one ranked firm of Half and Associates, Inc. for the provision of professional engineering services for Mile 9 North and FM 1015 2018 bond referendum project number 24.
Move for approval.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with Joseph Palacios abstaining.
Thank you. Item 6, 2018 bond referendum 2013 bond series approval of budget amendment to amendment in to transfer funds from the contingency account of Fund 133 for the following projects: Rainbow Drain in the amount of $37,863.45. The J09 Drain in the amount of $90,962.33. South Farmington Lateral in the amount of $106,336.68. South Mercedes Lateral in the amount of $17,851.41. Rural Drainage Development Precinct 1 in the amount of $7,491.46. Rural Drainage Development Precinct 2 in the amount of $18,497.07. Rural Drainage Development Precinct 4, amount $386,249.60. Control Structures in the amount of $472,900.57.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7, Transition General Operations. A, requesting the authority to advertise and approval of request for qualifications packet, including qualifications, requirements, scope of services attached here to for Dow County District Number 1, Pool of Professional Engineering Services 2019 for selection of firms per project on an as-needed basis through grading, scoring, ranking, negotiation protocol established by the Dow County Drainage District 1 Board of Directors.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 8, Drainage District General Operations, requesting approval of supplement agreement number 1, the professional engineering service contract CHCDD 1 17-040-06-27 with LNG Engineering for project Precinct 2 and 3 roadway system off-system drainage improvements to reflect the extension to the termination date of additional 2 years, subject to final legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 9, Drainage District General Operations. A, requesting approval of payment of claims for the following district vendors and authorizing for county treasurer to issue payment after review and auditing procedures are completed. The first item is Halfin Associates, Inc. We had 2 invoices totaling originally $147,780.89. However, when we visited with them, they had submitted some time prior to the work authorization being executed on July 31. We have an email from them saying that they erroneously submitted that information, so they resubmitted the information with an invoicing starting August 7th for $142,502.22, which is the whole project, which was the evaluation that was done in Precinct 1,
Right.
post-storm evaluation. There was, I presume, some internal confusion in their office because they were working since June 20th, basically right after the event. They were out there working and with the precinct and with us as well, and then we engaged them. So, in abundance of caution, we put it as a claim, but with all the backup that was submitted is post the work authorization. So I think I just wanted to explain that. I mean, I think we can take action to pay it. I don't see an issue with what's submitted, and it's good with us. We have all the backup.
You cleared it with legal? I mean,
Well, all the information, I don't know if we submitted it to legal.
how about we approve it pending?
Subject
Subject to legal, non-legal review, okay.
All right, just because you're saying out of an abundance of caution.
Oh, yes,
Make
that's
sure
fine.
that we do that as well. Move for approval.
Second.
Subject to legal. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the item 2, S&B infrastructure in the amount of $64,594.76. These are work authorizations that were issued for legal services under the S&B umbrella that we had on our projects, and there was services provided beyond the work authorization. We removed all the pass-through fees. The work was produced, and it was delivered to us. It's just it was I guess an oversight that they had, and we're asking for it to be approved. So
Subject to legal as well?
sure.
Okay.
Marty,
Move
are
for
you there
approval?
for this?
I wanted to just say something regarding their authority to advertise for their pool, and they're not aware of this because I just received it yesterday. If they would just wait up to let out that pool,
That
because we
advertisement?
are completely revamping our procurement due to the FEMA requirements. I know that's going to be very important in any future event, and in order to ensure the ability to get reimbursed, I would recommend, and I'll be sending that out as soon as it is completed.
When would that be?
It should be sometime in January.
Well, the issue is that we need to get these
Right.
engineers
Yes, I don't
engaged
know,
on
when
these
is your-
drainage
when is
projects.
your, current pool?
We want to do it in January.
Okay, I will get it to them within the month. They may have to postpone the letting date because we just got word back from legal counsel, DA civil section. And so we're trying to familiarize themselves. I would recommend that their procurement person come and sit in on the tutorial we're going to have. This is coming from a seminar that I just attended in late November. And I will tell you this, the Texas Emergency Management isn't even accepting GSA contracts as able to be used unless all of these new CFRs are included. And I think it's very important for them. If they have in their existing contracts an ability to extend, then they can do that before the new pool. Our pool is late February or March, and that's why we're starting with that procurement packet. In fact, all of them are going to have to change. If any federal dollars are potentially there to either be reimbursed or used, these procurement packets are going to have a new set of legal notices. I'm just saying, we just had an event, and
We're working next week, 3 days.
Yes. Well, I still have to meet, my team, what I've recommended in my office is that all the contracts managers become thoroughly familiar with the new packet. Then we're going to have the DA's office come in and have a Q&A on clarifying anything. If we don't understand it, the vendors aren't going to understand it. And
Raul,
so-
is there a big,
It's a big
is,
change.
We can wait.
is it a
till-
big problem to wait for those 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah,
that
we'll wait
she's-
till January, I think, what she's
I'll talk with-
bringing to us.
I'll talk with
We just want to
Moisés
make
if
sure
it's
we
on-
expedite, we don't want to wait till February or March or something.
No,
We want-
no, it should be wrapped up in January because we have to let ours out.
Do we have to
as
change
well.
our motion?
No, I would just say that,
Just
to
say
caution
coordinate
him,
with you
not
with
to
this-
advertise until that new packet is complete.
That's fine,
I'm
as
going
long
to
as
send
we'll
the
have
same
the-
thing to Urban County, Head Start, CSA.
But to be clear, none of these really refer to FEMA-related
No.
events, but, I mean, if it'll be better to wait, then it's just a 2 or 3 week delay, then that's
Right, the
okay.
packet will say, if applicable, but
Okay.
if there's any federal money involved at all.
We'll just ask them to go ahead and
Okay.
coordinate.
And on number 7, probably be good pending final legal review, since the wording is going to be added and legal can review the wording. I think if you can amend that motion, probably be good.
We'll amend that motion on you.
Yeah, I'll move to approve with the amendment.
Are y'all referring to 7?
Yes, sir.
Yes, item number 7. And I'll second that.
With respect to 7, we have a motion and a second to amend the approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries.
Great.
And then you had a motion and a second on 9-2.
On S and B subject to legal review, correct?
Yes.
Move for approval with subject to legal review.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Small item in executive session.
I just wanted to make a quick comment. I'm sure the public noticed in the last 2 meetings, we've had a lot of engineers on the agenda. We're hiring a lot of engineers because, as promised, we committed to the public with a $190 million bond that we would get to work right away, and that's what we're doing, and that's why you see so many engineers getting hired on, because we have so many different projects. But that's just a comment.
And I think, again, to expand upon that, we're hiring a lot of people so that we can get these projects in the ground right away.
Absolutely.
We know that the timeliness of putting these things quickly is an important thing. We committed to using outside people so as to not overburden the drainage district themselves. So if people are asking why are we hiring so many, it's because we're identifying projects. The projects that we had already identified, we're assigning engineers to get going on those projects. So
What's the number of projects again?
We have identified 38, but out of those 38, we have some sub-projects we're creating, so it's going to be in the 40s. Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay. And thank you and your staff for
Of
getting on
course.
that.
Yes,
quickly.
sir. Yes, sir.
And you have work to do as it is, just maintaining everything
Oh,
that we
yeah,
have.
no,
so-
we've got plenty of work.
Yeah.
We're very happy.
At this time, as per Chapter 551, Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and 072, we're going to go into closed session.
Move. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We're going into closed session at 10:04. We'll be right back.
Last one of the year, last one of the year.
Last one for like 3 weeks. We're back from closed session. Thank you for your patience. Raul?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Item 11A, real estate acquisition. Just requesting authority for myself to execute the extension of completion deadline for J09 project drainage facility as it relates to our J09 drainage project. Asking for the board to authorize me to execute. the
Move for
extension.
approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Pending convention of
Was that
none whatsoever. Yeah, that's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Just want to wish individually and collectively everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Really appreciate everything you've done this year for us, for the Drains District, myself and our team, and everyone in the audience as well, and in our county. There is a couple of good games going on the 29th if you don't have anything to do. You know, early game is going to be good, and the late game is going to be good before the end of the year. So, you know,
That looks like Oklahoma Red.
Go
it's
Irish.
Christmas. Don't get nothing against the Owls, but it's Christmas. Okay, it's just Christmas color.
Well, Raul, Merry Christmas to you, and please
Appreciate
make
it.
sure the staff knows that we're wishing
Yes,
them a Merry
yes, they
Christmas.
do. We
And
definitely
thank
do.
you for all their hard
Appreciate
work.
you. Thank you.
Go Irish.
There you go, baby.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to adjourn. We're going to go back to our county meeting. So we just
5A.
reopen or?
Yes, we just open up the meeting again.
Okay. We're going to go to item 5A. Well, yeah, let's do the pledge and the prayer. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Prayer. Please stand for prayer.
Lord, inspire us today with the qualities of good leadership. Give insight to make wise decisions, integrity to face the truth, courage to make difficult choices, and compassion for the needs of others, especially at this holiday season. Make us a model of justice and honor to the world, and let us not forget that our job is to serve both you and others. Amen.
Amen. So we're going to go to item 5A. Who's leading that one then?
Julia, Miss Julia?
I'd like to ask our county treasurer to come on up with me.
Ms. Garcia?
The Honorable Norma Garcia.
Right here? Yes. Good morning, Commissioners and Valde. Item 5A under County Judge Ramon Garcia is a resolution in honor of Hidalgo County Treasurer Norma G. Garcia. Whereas the Hidalgo County Treasurer, Norma G. Garcia, has served the residents of Hidalgo County for 24 years. She was first elected County Treasurer in 1994 and is currently serving her 6th consecutive term. And whereas among her many honors are serving as Mayor of Mercedes for 3 consecutive terms, she's a founding member of the Association of Hispanic Municipal Officers, President of the Association of Mayors, Council Members, and Commissioners, Mercedes Woman of the Year, BPW Outstanding Business and Professional Woman of the Year, and most recently Chair of the Planning and Zoning Committee of Donna, and board member of the McAllen Boys and Girls Club. And whereas she served on the Hidalgo County Bail Bond Board and served as chair from 1999 to 2004 and has been secretary treasurer for 14 years. When she's committed, she's committed. And whereas she has served on the executive board of the County Treasurers Association in various capacities, including president, and was named outstanding county treasurer for the state of Texas in 2007. And whereas she has served on the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council for over 32 years and is currently in her 5th term as president. And whereas as county treasurer, she succeeded in computerizing the department and improved many of the processes used in the treasury. She implemented direct deposit for county employees and was instrumental in the implementation of the biometric time and attendance program that serves over 3,200 employees. And whereas in September 2003, she acquired the payroll department, which had previously been under the county auditor's office since the late 1950s, which allowed for better checks and balances and in compliance with state statutes. And whereas in 1991, Ms. Garcia was appointed by Governor Ann Richards to the task force that merged the Texas Air Control and Texas Water Commission into the Texas Natural Resources and Conservation Commission, which was the precursor to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. And whereas Ms. Garcia is a single parent with 3 adult children, Martha Ann Garcia Cáceres, Lucas Aaron Garcia, and Jorge Antonio Garcia, and 3 grandchildren, Lorena Celeste Carrillo, who's 19, Julio Andres Carrillo, who's 15, and Olivia Celine Garcia, age 6. And whereas Ms. Garcia was born in Donna, Texas, is the eldest of 7 children. She's a proud graduate of Donna High School and attended San Antonio Community College in San Antonio, Texas, and Pan American College, which is now the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. This is a lot of years to go. And whereas her work experience includes being a child support officer for the Texas Attorney General's office, a realtor for several years after acquiring a license in real estate in 1984, and for the past 22 years, she has been a certified investment officer, which requires yearly continuing education through the Texas Association of Counties. And whereas Ms. Garcia decided not to seek a seventh term and will retire from public office on December 31st, 2018, after a very long and distinguished career. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby commends Hidalgo County Treasurer Norma G. Garcia for her pioneering and innovative work and contributions to her community, and extends their sincere best wishes for continued success as she retires from public office on December 31st, 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Approved this 18th day of December, 2018.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the last time you'll be seeing me before you as the county treasurer for the county and, of course, the drainage district as well. It's been a pleasure working with all of you all these years. I've seen at least 8 or 9 county judges and about 5 or so auditors over the course of my stint here at the county. And I am truly grateful to a lot of people. I don't want to name anyone because I know that I will leave somebody out. So thank you, Lord, for the blessings you have bestowed on me all these years, the lifelong lessons I have learned along the way. And I also want to thank my family. Since you guys didn't start at 9 o'clock the way you're supposed to for drainage district, they had to go back to work. I'm sorry. My daughter was here, my son-in-law was here, but my granddaughter is here, Lorena Celeste Carrillo. Where are you, Mama? Come here. She's attending UTSA, and gosh, I can't believe she's in college already. She was born during my second term. Which was 1999. So I don't know if down the road she will have any kind of political aspirations, but if she does, I don't know where she'd get that. I'd also like to thank my other family, my office family, my staff, who many of you have heard me say this before, that employees are the backbone of any organization. Without them, you really can't look good. If they're the ones that make you look good. So I'd like my staff to please stand. They're an awesome group of people. I get close to them. It's a small office. We've got 13 employees, but the responsibilities are enormous. You all have no idea what we do behind the scenes. And I know that many times you say, oh, let's do this and let's make it payroll deduction. And we all go, oh, no, not another one. Just little things like that. And we say, well, and I've told them, we have to work till 10:30 at night to get things done, which they know sometimes they have to. I just bring them the dinner because, like I said, they do the work. Once they're trained and everything, they've got them to where they can function without you actually being hands-on. But the final decisions on anything are usually deferred to me, so I do play a role. The auditor's office is the extended family that I deal with, the budget office, and the HR. Those are the people that I always say we're joined at the hip because we all kind of work in tandem. When they get into each other's, when there's a I get caught in the crossfire, okay? There's issues between them. I try not to. I'm the last one on the totem pole when it comes to payroll, so when everything gets done and sent to me, that's when we go ahead and issue what we're supposed to. So I didn't want to stay here very long. I think this spoke of everything I've done. I've done quite a bit. I am proud of what I've accomplished. I feel that I owe a big thank you to the citizens of Hidalgo County who placed their faith in me so many years ago. And and I'm trying not to. I said I wasn't going to cry, guys. I'm a tough cookie, okay? Anyway, it's been great. If it hadn't been for the people of Hidalgo County that put me here in the first place, I wouldn't be here. So I feel that I have served them honorably, and I look forward to doing other things in the future. Thank you.
God bless you.
We're going to take some. Go ahead and get closer. Just stay on the curve. And look at it on. Okay, on the count of three, please. And we do 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you. And then we're going to ask your staff and anyone else here who's here in support of our treasurer to please come up and follow the directions of staying on.
We need to have Mr. Silguero up here and Marty and
Mr. Silguero? Stay on the carpet, please.
the auditor, Diana Serna.
I'm going to get in between you with here because you're going to be my camouflage.
Oh, and we have a district attorney here. Would you mind getting in the picture? Yes, I know. Yeah, I'll do the political thing.
Would you like Mrs.
Oh,
Chapman?
Vande, where's Vande?
Being Valdez.
Landing Apollo 13.
I know. Get in here.
Get in between places.
Oh, Ms. Chapman, yes, I said hello to you. You're representing the judge.
Marty, I'm going to have to move your stuff, okay?
Oh, that's fine. Everybody might as well get up.
No, I've always been inclusive, you know that.
Well, after so many years, there's a lot of people. You just look at Ivana, please. Sign.
What happened?
One.
Did I break the camera?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Step forward.
He's pretending.
Okay, everybody look forward and smile, please. 1, 2, and 3. One more. Thank you.
Good luck to you too.
Next chapter, your life.
Congratulations. For serving for so long. We'll still see you on the call.
Yes, we'll see you at the meeting next month.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I want to give you a hug, okay?
I just wanted to make sure it does. I think so. Julia, 12B. Which one? No,
We're gonna go back
to
to-
12B. Julia, are you ready for 12B? Are you ready for 12B?
Thank you all. We're going to take 12B out of order. Julia? Thank you.
If I could ask,
Hold on.
excuse me, if I could ask Mr. Orlando Garcia to come on up and Mrs. Yolanda Chapa. Judge Garcia is not available. And item 12B is under the Executive Office, Officer Valdeguera. and it's a resolution designating the Hidalgo County Judge Garcia Law Library. Whereas Hidalgo County Judge Ramon Garcia has served 3 terms in office with honor and distinction, and whereas Judge Garcia worked with the Hidalgo County Commissioners, department heads, and staff to strengthen county funds, building up the reserve account from under $800,000 when he took office to more than $38 million during his tenure here. And along with Commissioners Court operating in a fiscally responsible and efficient manner. And whereas his leadership in building up the reserves and in fiscal responsibility is the primary reason that the county was able to embark on the construction of a much-needed new Hidalgo County courthouse. And whereas as a trailblazer in the initiation to build a new courthouse, along with Judge Garcia's extensive knowledge in law, is deserving of recognition by naming the Hidalgo County Law Library in honor of Judge Ramon Garcia. And whereas Judge Garcia will retire from public office on December 31st, 2018, to return to practicing law full-time. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby declares that when the new Hidalgo County Courthouse is constructed, the law library will be officially named the Hidalgo County Judge Ramon Garcia Law Library. And you all have on your desks some information with the schematic of the plan for the courthouse, and it's also up on the screen. So there you have it.
Yeah, before we go to a vote, I'd like to say a few comments. First and foremost, Judge Garcia had nothing to do with this. He, as humble as he is, and as honorable as he is, we commissioners had led in the effort in hopes to give him the honor that he so deserves. It's only been 4 times we've ever built a courthouse, one in the early 1886, and then 1908, 1950s, and now 2017. And it is truly a historic moment for Hidalgo County. It's the first time we've ever done it's going to be the largest construction project to date, and it's the first time ever in the history of Hidalgo County that we've been able to reduce a tax rate while addressing one of the most important projects that we're ever going to undertake. And that the court couldn't have done it without the leadership of our judge, Ramon Garcia. He's been a champion for the project. He's been extremely transparent compared to any other project that's ever been procured or ever been thought out. He was meticulous through the entire process. And he challenged everybody, from every department, from purchasing to budget, to all of us, even the court, to make sure that if we were going to do this, we were going to do it right. And we were going to reach all of the expectations that he set before us. And I'm happy to be here, and I completely advocate this honor to be given to him. And Orlando, thank you for being here on his behalf. I know it would have been difficult for him to be here nonetheless because he's just such a humble individual and never advocated this, but we believe it's so fitting to give him such an honor. But with that, I'd like to make a motion and leave it open for the court members if they'd like to say anything.
Make the second.
And I'd just like to echo what you said, and I thought this was a great idea and really deserved, and I wish he was here, but we understand, and it's great that we're doing this, and I'm looking forward to seeing this once it's done.
Unfortunately, we have to wait a little while in order to get it actually going, but...
Maybe he can come back.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
For sure. It's unfortunate that he's not here, but congratulations to your family on a well-deserved recognition. And even just the last 2 years that I've been here, I appreciate the amount of knowledge and inclusiveness that he's given to all of us, and how open he's been in sharing his knowledge and wisdom with how to proceed. So it's only fitting that we do something like this to acknowledge his contribution to our communities, all of Hidalgo County. So congratulations to you and your family.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Approve this 18th day of December, 2018.
Would you like to say something?
After, I'm going to invite Orlando to say a few words, and then afterwards I have one more item.
Okay.
He's a gentleman, just like his dad. He's asked me to speak. Commissioner Joseph Palacios, we know that you spearheaded this but I also know that the entire commission court was in agreement. The judge is a very humble man, and he's also very mindful of the time that he takes in doing whatever project that he does. And you're very right. It just took so much time to be able to get this courthouse where it is today, ensuring that we had as much transparency as possible. I've gotten to know the man in 8 years. I know he's very mindful of everything that Commissioner Court wishes to do. And he's sensitive, and if I don't stop talking, I'll start crying. So thank you so much on his behalf for this honor.
Absolutely.
I'd like to begin by thanking the commissioners, county staff, especially Yolanda Chapa, who's just been wonderful to me throughout the course of my knowing her, and of course to my father, and such a wonderful asset to the county, for inviting me to come and receive this honor, which is a very fitting honor, which I think we can all agree is one that is deserved on behalf of my father. My father wanted me to let everybody know how incredibly grateful he is for this, and it was probably best that he didn't know about it and have anything to do with it, because he probably would have stopped it, as you all know. He also wanted me to let everybody know how bad he is, terribly bad, at goodbyes. He would have gotten very emotional. And so he knows that I'm not against receiving adulation on anybody on any day. So he sent me in his stead. And then Joseph started speaking, and I almost started tearing up. So I was supposed to be composed, and I think I can remain composed. My dad never did anything that I ever saw for the recognition for ceremonies. That's never been his motivation. His motivation, from what I have seen as his son, has always been driven by leaving something in better shape than he found it, leaving a legacy behind that is impressive and something that he's proud of. I cannot speak in depth, and I shouldn't really speak in depth about some of what was in the recitals here, his accomplishments over the years. There's people in this room who are much better equipped to do that. But I can say as his son that I am incredibly proud of him and just completely in awe of everything that he's been able to accomplish in the amount of time that he's been able to do it. A lot of people don't realize that he's also a pretty good lawyer as well. And he's done both of those jobs throughout the course of his tenure here and at the law office where I work as an attorney with him. We jokingly refer to him sometimes as a part-time employee and a lackluster one at best, because his main focus and his priority has always been his work here. So we maybe get to see him about 2 hours after 5 o'clock to go over the affairs of the office. But that's only because he, more than anyone, I think, anyone that I know, really has taken the faith that the people that voted him into office into heart, and he really wanted to do good by them and make them proud. And I know he wants me to thank the citizens of Hidalgo County for voting for him and trusting in him and seeing, and I could say this for myself, seeing that he is the kind, humble, hardworking man that he's always been, and therefore was the right man for this job, and voting for him and trusting him. And I want to thank again all the commissioners for doing this. This is a really wonderful thing. I'm really excited to see what it looks like, and I don't know that I'll be going in the law library too often, to be quite frank, but it's going to be exciting to see, and I think it's a very fitting honor. And I know that if he watches this, he's probably going to be just, beside himself with pride. And so I'm very happy about that. Thank you again to everybody. Thank you to all the county staff, Ms. Sullivan, everybody, Valde, and the commissioners, and Jaime Longoria, and everybody who has been just so supportive. throughout his tenure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Garcia told me emphatically he didn't want anything done at Commissioner's Court, but it was too late. We had already ordered this on behalf of Commissioner's Court and our executive office. So in addition to the resolution, we also have a plaque in commemoration of Judge Garcia's 3 terms in office, and it's presented by our county commissioners, our executive officer, Valde Guerra, and all of Hidalgo County. And Mr. Guerra, if you'd like to show it.
Commissioner, no, go ahead,
Commissioner
Commissioner.
Palacios?
Yeah.
If you'd like to go ahead and do it.
On behalf of everyone, we want to make sure.
I would like to ask our staff to please stand or come up front because everybody is very dedicated to the judge. Jaime?
And we're going to be taking photos.
You should hold the
So-
plaque. Hold the plaque during the
Show this, I'll take
and you hold the resolution.
If you can stand on the carpet, Sister. There you go. It's right there. Can you count to 3, please? 1, 2, and 3. One more. Thank you. And if you'll stay up there, Valde and Monica, if you guys can join us up here, please. Yes, come on.
Nobody ever
That's the only
mentions
time
you,
I've
but
said
you're
no to
volunteering.
Valde, by the way.
You want to hold this one?
Yeah, even it out.
Can we count to 3, please? 1, 2, and 3. And now for the county judges' staff to join them as well. Come on, Erica, Nestor, Jaime, Michael? Michael? come on.
Gives you a chance to stress.
I need to step.
We need one more on that side, Nestor, to even out.
I please.
Can we count a few, please? And any department heads that would like to join in? Please come on up as well. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Okay, department heads? Stay.
I'm trying to get Michael to get up.
Too tall.
Nobody wants to stand next to Nestor.
Is it here? Okay, we count to 3, please. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.
Sir? Excuse me. Yeah,
Commissioners, I just wanted to say a few words. I'm no longer with the judge's staff, of course. I'm at CSA. But given that this is the judge's, theoretically, his last meeting, I asked Valde if I could say a few words, and he granted me the opportunity to come up to the podium. During the first 4 years of the judge's term, I was pretty much an outsider coming to the county. I had worked with the state for 10 years and didn't know what to expect when I came to work for the judge. I worked in the area of colonias, working with vulnerable populations for a long time. And I remember when I first met the judge as his assistant chief of staff, Yolanda had hired me and brought me on board. And when I went in to see the judge, we talked a little bit, and something that stayed in my mind was, his first comment to me was, who can we bring on board from the colonias to help us understand the issues in the colonias better? And I had never heard that from a public official up until that point, was who can we bring from the colonias that knows the colonia as well? And if you think back, those of you that are in Lupe and those of you that work with those populations, Ann Cass was brought on board to the Drainage Advisory Committee. His second question to me a little bit later, a few weeks later, was, as we formed this drainage committee, who else can we bring on board that will help us to understand some of the other issues? And at the time I knew Virginia Townsend from the Owls pretty well. And I wanted to really see what the judge was made of and to see whether he, really was going to put his actions where his words were. And I brought up Virginia Townsend. And imagine having Ann Cass and Virginia Townsend in the same room 10 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 9 years ago. Having them in the same room. And by golly, the judge engaged Virginia Townsend. And some of the other things that the judge said to me were little tidbits of wisdom that ring true today for us. And that was, I remember Mr. Travers, okay? And Mr. Travers would take him, a couple minutes to get from his seat to come up to the podium. And people were antsy and calling us that Commissioner's Court was taking too long. And the judge always said, everybody should have an opportunity to be heard. And we look at Opal Billman, who spent many hours up here, many hours of our time lecturing us about, and the judge continued to tell us everybody should have an opportunity to be heard. A couple of other tidbits that the judge shared with me. One was always do the right thing. Always do the right thing. He always really pushed us in the judge's office to do the right thing. Even when the healthcare district was falling down around us, that first bond issue, that first healthcare district vote, I remember the judge looking at me and saying, well, hell, I'm a taxpayer too. He didn't want 25 cents either, okay? He understood that the burden was going to be on the taxpayer. So I went through those 4 years working for the judge's office, I wanted to make a list, and it's just a little partial list, and I'm going to leave some things off. I remember first coming on board when he was proposing a bond issue. And I said to him, Judge, if you want to get reelected, you're not going to do it by raising taxes. And he says, it's the right thing to do. Because, and I asked Raul Cecin the other day, yesterday, I said, tell me how much it would have cost to build a Raymondville drain had it been done when it was first proposed. It would have been $35 million. That same Raymondville drain is $450 million today. And the judge pushed us. And even when the rest of the court didn't think it was such a good idea to have a bond issue in 2012, by golly, we had a bond issue. I remember when he took on the fees and fines issue, there was $40 million of uncollected fees and fines that had been there for 15, 20 years, that had been growing, and it was a waste of our resources that money had never been collected. And I said, Judge, do you really want to collect these unpaid fees and fines? He says, by golly, we're going to do it because it's the right thing to do. It's owed to the county. So if you think back, we had Operation Clean Slate. That's when the judge initiated the first process at scofflaw and trying to get people who owe the county money to actually pay these uncollected fees and fines. The JPs weren't excited, I'm sure, and neither was county staff because it meant a lot of extra research, a lot of extra work. I remember when we talked about indigent defense and how the cost of indigent defense was through the roof. Sergio remembers this better than anyone. When we were reimbursing the legal community for fees and we didn't know what to do about it. The judge took on his very own profession and started to figure out a way to address indigent defense, both on the judge's side and on the lawyer's side. He formed also he created or helped to create the modern day public defender's office, where we hired a whole bunch of public defenders now that can act as representatives in those particular cases to help curb the costs of indigent defense. He created, together with District Attorney Guerra, the very first civil section of the DA. I remember again talking to him and saying, is this really the right thing to do? Remember the DA and the county judge were not the best of friends at the time, and I remember we had to have some overtures towards Rene Guerra towards getting this established. I already talked about the Colonia representatives and the Owls. Of course, he cleaned up, he helped us bring to light the CSA issue and helped me to establish the modern day CSA. He worked in the medical school. And of course, we can't forget the leadership on the drainage district, the redirection of the drainage district into what it is today. And of course, his project that he pushed us all to, and that was the courthouse. So there's an awful lot of things. That was just the first 4 years, and I'm proud to say that I had a front row seat to be able to participate in that. So it's a shame that he's not here today, but I wanted to publicly thank him on behalf of myself as a citizen of Hidalgo County and the folks that I represent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all. We can go back to consent agenda.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. I'm going to ask that 11A, 1 and 2 be pulled from consent agenda.
Approval without.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we will go back to consent agenda item 11A, 1 and 2. For the record, Commissioner Fuentes will abstain from any action and or discussion with respect to consent agenda item 11A, 1 and 2. Commissioner?
Move for approval of 11A, 1 and 2.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries with
Thank
Fuentes
Thank you.
abstaining.
Abstaining,
Yes.
that's right.
That's the word. 5B.
Good morning again, Commissioners and Mr. Guerra. Item 5B is acknowledgement of receipt of a Texas Association of Telecommunications Officers and Advisors, also known as TOTOA, Video Award presented to Hidalgo County Public Affairs Division, and also recognition of somebody who needs no introduction to most of us who work with the county, Jacqueline Trevino from my office, because it's her work that's earned the county these awards. Hidalgo County received the TOTOA Award for overall excellence from the Texas Association of Telecommunication Officers and Advisors at its annual conference in November. Over 240 entries were submitted from 27 jurisdictions across the state. Hidalgo County was the only county to participate and to be selected as a finalist. Hidalgo County Public Affairs received third place award and 3 honorable mentions in the following categories. So I mentioned the overall excellence in programming. We also received honorable mention in community event coverage for the Sheriff's Office Fallen Heroes ceremony, and public affairs for Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, and also for public service announcement for the video Don't Drive, Call 911. And I'd like to have Jackie say a few words, please.
Just real quickly, I'd like to thank Commissioners Court for your support all these years, and I look forward to collaborating and working with the departments next year to make even more videos with your help. Thank you.
And her husband, Carlos, is here, so if you'd like to join for a photo.
Congratulations, Jackie. Congratulations, Jackie.
Great job.
Okay, can we try, please? 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Are we counting 3, please? 1, 2, and 3. One more. Thank you. Thank you.
Great job, Jackie. Keep up the great work. 5C.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Leo, Economic Development. 5C is a discussion, consideration, and action on Texas Enterprise Zone Program mandatory annual report form and authority for Michael Leo, County Designee, to sign all related documents. This is in reference to a designation we did a couple of years ago. And in lieu of that, what we do because of that is we submit annual reports just showing the governor's office the impact that the project had. This was for Columbia Health, one of the local hospitals. We did not give any incentive. The state actually gave the incentive because of our nomination, but all we do is report that the taxes that have been generated because of the project. So we're asking for your authority to submit that report.
And
Second.
Commissioners, before the vote, there was a public participation form. Mr. Leo, with respect to the form, there was just a question that was asked with respect to the box that was checked off as slightly positive under the activity. Just elaborate on the slightly positive, because there's categories.
Okay. Yes. Excuse me. A very standard form, and slightly active for the impact. The impact that there was on the county was actually because we did no incentive. We generated taxes were generated of the property from the project. It was real property taxes, and as well as personal property, the machinery and equipment. So actually, I would consider that to be a little bit above slightly positive. It was really positive. Again, to the fact that we did not offer any incentives or abatements, but rather supported the project and still benefited by collecting the taxes, and then the benefit of, we're talking about a hospital, so the services that they provide to the community as well.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Michael.
Okay, item D, we have a few end of the year things. Yeah, item D is discussion, consideration, and approval of new guidelines and criteria for granting tax abatements in Hidalgo County. We've had numerous projects throughout the year, some going to the beginning of the year. Our prior tax abatement guidelines expired, and before we brought them back, we were working on these projects. We've been working on the tax abatement guidelines to make sure that these projects are covered. So before we consider any of the abatement agreements that we have following, we need to approve the guidelines, which is up for your consideration.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. The first one is item E, 5E, discussion and approval of tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and Monte Alto West Willacy Wind Power LLC. There are 4 of these. This is the first of the 4. This is in reference to the wind power projects that we've been discussing with the court in executive throughout the year. There's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of negotiations. I think the county took a more conservative approach as opposed to projects in the past. So we've been working with legal and audit and with the company on this. We have an agreement in place before you for consideration where we feel the county's interests are protected. The structure that we discussed with the court is protected, and that we have a set of revenue that we can count on for the next 10 years, and we're holding them to that.
What's the amount of the project? Can you, when you talk about each one, if you could just mention the amount?
Sure.
Of the project.
This particular one, it's $228 million that they're investing in the project. This one, the other 3 are wholly in Hidalgo County. This one in particular, because it has parts of Willacy. I think about 70 to 75% of it is in Hidalgo County. The rest is in Willacy County. But again, $228 million, generating new taxes upwards of $40 million over the next 10 years.
Steve?
Yes, Commissioners, for your knowledge, the order that adopts this allows the judge to make minor changes, and we're also asking it to be adopted subject to legal review.
Yes.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And we did spend a lot of time and did a lot of research and went back and forth and did as much as we could to keep as much of the money we could possible here in the county. So good job.
And the developer also for coming to the table with us and meeting us in the middle on that.
Yeah, in conjunction with the precincts, we looked at a lot of similar projects throughout Texas, and the biggest challenge was to make because we're talking about turbines and devaluation and depreciation, we wanted to take that into consideration. So the court was very, I think, conservative in the approach, and at the same time protecting the interest of the county moving forward.
And the job creation and the amount of revenue it's going to bring to our area is phenomenal.
The fact it's renewable energy. It addresses the shortage. We have numerous blackouts throughout Texas. This is going to provide a great source of energy. Each one, I believe, was 200 megawatts, and we're talking about 4 of these projects. $1 billion actually, if you total them, in investment in Hidalgo County, creating 800 megawatts of energy, of renewable energy.
And how many jobs?
Sorry?
And how many jobs?
There's a lot on the construction side, but on the permanent side, it's about 10 to 15 per project, so we're going to have about 50. But they're good paying jobs. I think the average was a little over $45,000 in salaries.
And Michael, Commissioner, if I may, the reason we're having to adopt all these today is that we don't adopt them today, then they will not be able to use the year 2018 as the base year.
And that's very important. And that's why you see a handful of projects that we have on here. It's kind of the end of the year thing that happens because of the statutory requirement that they be not just approved, but we got to execute them also. Okay. Next item is 5F, discussion and approval of tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and La Joya Wind Power LLC, and approve order on the same. It's one of those 4 projects where 100% of it is in Hidalgo County.
So moved. Commissioners, also on this one, the order allows the county judge to make minor changes, and this also is to be adopted subject to legal review.
So moved with that.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 5G, discussion and approval of tax abatement agreement with Hidalgo and Monte Cristo Wind Power LLC, and approve order on the same.
And again, this would be, the order allows the county judge to make changes, and the agreement will need to be adopted subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Item 5H is discussion and approval of tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and United Parcel Service, Inc., and approve order on the same. This is a different project that we spoke with the court earlier this year in McAllen. They're doing an expansion in the McAllen area and with an investment of $27 million. And what we did with this one was we followed the incentive that McAllen had offered. Along with our guidelines, we capped it at 80% for, but then it's a sliding scale, so it actually decreases on the tail end.
And also this one, same, order allows the county judge to make minor changes, and it is also subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
And so what we usually do is, this comes to us from the cities usually, and we try to support the cities, and we never give more than what the city does. And so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 5I is discussion and approval of tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and Buenos Aires Wind Power LLC, and approve order on the same. Back to the wind farm project, the last one.
And this one also is, the order allows the county judge to make changes, and it is subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 5J, we're asking for no action at this time. We're still working with the Mission EDC and the applicant on that one. Item K, 5K, requesting exception to the Hidalgo County Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone policy as to term. This is in reference to the Peñitas Church project. We actually brought this item to court about a month ago, but legal had some touch-up that they wanted to do that they recommended, so we're kind of bringing this back to the court as a formality. So first we need the exception to move to the other item.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And they're requesting approval of amended and restated interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County, City of Peñitas, and Reinvestment Zone Number 1, City of Peñitas.
And Commissioners, this also is subject to final legal review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you very much. And since this is my last meeting, I just want to say thank you to the members of the court. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Good luck.
Take care, Michael.
Thank you.
District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6A, the DA Check Fraud Fund 1222. We're asking for approval of the 2019 appropriation of funds for the DA Check Fraud Fund 1222 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2, DA Investigation HB 65, Chapter 59, Fund 1223. Approval of 2019 appropriation of funds for the DA Chapter 59, Fund 1223 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 3 is the DA Pretrial Fund 1225, approval of 2019 appropriation of funds for the DA Pretrial Fund 1225 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 4 is the approval of 2019 appropriation of funds for the DA U.S. Justice Fund 1256 budget.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 6B, Hidalgo County DA's Office, Region 3 Border Prosecution Unit Grant, Fund 1281. Approval to submit a BPU grant number 2537808, budget adjustment to the Office of the Governor.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6C is the Title 4E, number 1, approval of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services grant number 23941008.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2 is approval for county judge to sign contract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Ms. Rosie, if I may, could I ask Ms. Rosie if we could take Ms. Teresa Flores, Commissioner, she does have a flight that she needs to catch with respect to Head Start program. So Ms. Flores is here on item 13, which is the approval of the Head Start bylaws.
Yes.
Policy Council bylaws, my apologies.
Yes, the bylaws. Two quick statements. One, thanks for all your help in all the gift giving that's going on out there for our children. Parents appreciate it, children appreciate it, and we appreciate it very much. Commissioner, I know you said you had delivered 1,100, so thank you very much. Also, we have a little token of appreciation to Commissioner Palacios for being our liaison. We were not ready when everybody else was recognizing you, sir, but we thank you very, very much.
Oh, that's you? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and so hopefully we'll have a liaison pretty soon, in the new year. The bylaws have been viewed and reviewed, and so Steve has spent some time looking at it, and will want to make two things. One major change in here is the time of service, 5 one-year terms instead of the 3 that used to be there before. And the other one had to do with the community at large for the representatives. And so the rest of it is very much cut and dry from the law. And then we organize ourselves in 6 areas with parent representation, 6 parents, 2 alternates for each parent, and 5 community members. And I know that Steve may want to say something.
We work very well together. I think we have a good product. The only thing is we've been exchanging revisions back and forth, and the last set of revisions were sent out yesterday, and I believe Ms. Flores has incorporated all those. But I would like to ask it to be subject to final legal review so we can review the revised version that's prepared.
We'll make sure that once that's done, that we file with the county clerk's office with Ms. Norma the final version. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion for approval on the bylaws,
Subject to
subject to final legal review.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And thank you so much. We do have a federal review coming up January the 14th, so it's in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa, and have a safe trip.
Yes, and you all have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Ms. Rosie, thank you so much.
Number 7A, HIDA Task Force, authorization and approval to accept an extension on the FY 2017 HIDA grant number G17SS0002A from December 31st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7B is District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Justice Asset Forfeiture Fund 1256, authorization and approval to pay extra duty hours from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019 to deputies assigned to the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office HIDA Task Force from the following departments: Constable Precinct 3, Constable Precinct 4, and the Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7C, HIDA Chapter 59, Asset Forfeiture, Fund 1251, District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Treasury, Fund 1252, District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Department of Justice, Fund 1256. Number 1 is approval of 2019 HIDA Chapter 59, Asset Forfeiture, Budget, Fund 1251.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2 is approval of 2019 District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Treasury Fund Budget 1252.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 3 is approval of 2019 District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Department of Justice Fund 1256.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 4 is authorization and approval for the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office HIDA task agents to be paid instead of banking extra duty hours from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you very much. County Clerk's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Annette Muñiz, Chief Deputy for Arturo Guajardo Jr., Hidalgo County Clerk, requesting approval of 2019 elected official bonds. Richard F. Cortez, County Judge. Eduardo Eri Cantu, Commissioner Precinct 2. Eli Torres, Commissioner Precinct 4. Laura Hinojosa, District Clerk. Rodolfo Gonzalez, Revised, County Court at Law Number 1 Judge. Juan Jose Peña, Jr., Revised, JP, Precinct 3, Place 2. Jason Peña, JP, Precinct 5, Place 1. And Jesus Morales, JP, Precinct 1, Place 2.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And if I may, I'd like to thank the DA's office, the Civil Division, Victor Garza, and Valdeguerra for helping us with this process. We're streamlining it and trying to make it less complicated. And if I may, I'd like to ask if I can take an item out of, because I'm already here and I need to get back to the office. On 14E,
Go ahead.
this is requesting approval to delete a position and create a position. And actually, all it was is the salary, everything stays the same. It was just not graded in the right. So it's a grade 11 to a 13, but the salary is staying the same.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, and finally, I'd like to mention that the county clerk's office, finally, the recording department and the vitals department have moved. And we want to thank Buildings and Ground. We want to thank Valde, because I called him like too much. I want to also thank the sheriff's department. And in our office, I would like to thank our staff and like to thank Noe Lopez, our chief of operations. We did not miss a beat. We did not have to shut down at all. While one was being set up, the other one was still going, so we were continuing servicing our public. So as of today, the vitals department and the recording department has moved to that new location, which is 2 blocks north of the courthouse.
Awesome. Excellent. Did you want to do number 2 also?
And approval to revise the CCP classified
Oh, I'm so
position
sorry.
list.
I'm so sorry. Got ahead of myself.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Done. Thank you.
Happy holidays to all of you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's Office.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Chief Herrera, Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County. Item 9A, requesting authorization for Sheriff Guerra to sign and submit NIBR's waiver request for fiscal year 2017 JAG Award and fiscal year 18 JAG Award to the Bureau of Justice Assistance, U.S. Department of Justice.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
9B, Sheriff's Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018 1284, authorization and approval to submit OP order version 0 specialized equipment justification letters, vehicle justification letters, equipment justification letters, and price act waiver in reference to Operation Stone Garden fiscal year 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
9C, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Alejandro A. Salazar, graduate from the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of January 1st, 2019 through January 31st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
9D, discussion and consideration and approval to appoint Lindsay A. Guerra, student at the University of the Rio Grande Valley, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement Internship Program for the period of January 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
9E, 1, approval to declare surplus and remove from county inventory list county asset number 69308, German Shepherd, Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, K9 Mijo, to incompatibility with K9 HCSO handlers, causing inability to perform work duties.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
E2, approval for return of K9 Mijo to donor Deputy Francisco Guerrero as per agreement number 54849, June 14, 2016, after removal from Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office service.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you very
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Merry
Happy New Year.
Christmas. Constable Precinct number 4.
Good morning, Commissioner. Sergeant Andrew Perez, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Office. On behalf of Constable Jerry Gaitan. 10A is discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Eric Hector Escobar as Reserve Deputy Constable by Constable A.J.R. Gaitan, Constable Precinct 4, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Section 86.012.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Precinct 5?
Commissioners, if I may, for
Sure.
Constable Precinct 5, that would be 11A. It's discussion, consideration, approval to appoint Efrain Barrientos, Javier Garza, and Steven Guerrero as Reserve Deputy Constables by Constable Daniel Marichalar, Constable Precinct 5. This is in accordance with Texas Local Government Code Section 86.012.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Executive Office?
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm going to ask Jacobs, I see Oscar in the back. Here he comes, and Brian. I'm going to ask Jacobs to give the court an update. This would be under the update on ongoing county-owned building construction. That would be our courthouse project and relocation and renovation repair projects. And so, Brian, Oscar.
What's up? Good morning, Brian McIntyre with Jacobs. This is Oscar Garcia. So at the end of the year, we wanted to get together with everybody and let you know how we're looking with the new courthouse project. If you look out, you see the fence around the outside, and you can see progress. Which one's buttons moves that? There you go. So our progress to date. Basically, at the design, we have a completed 95% set of construction documents. So a 95% construction document is basically the final document minus review comments from the team and addressing those review comments. That's what the design team is working on right now. So in the 100% documents, they'll incorporate any of the comments that, where maybe there was a detail missing or something along those lines. And the final bit of the VE exercise. That's supposed to be completed by the end of January. Okay. You can see that building construction is going. I should mention that our next opportunity with the City of Edinburgh is to get the full building permit. We have permits for the structural, for the civil, for the underground utilities. So we'll get the rest of the building permit when we have the 100% plans in hand. The city is reviewing the 95% set. We gave them a courtesy copy so that they could get started reviewing because it's a lot of information. I think that there are about 700 pages of plans and about 3,500 pages of specifications. So that's a lot of instructions on how to build a building. So we gave them an early shot at review, and that's what we're up to now. As you look at the project site across the fence there, you can see that there are some big cranes out there. Those are drilling rigs for piers. The piers we've talked about in the past, there are 211 piers in the current plan. We've got about 162. We've got 162 piers in the ground right now. So we're about 3/4 of the way there. We think that we should be finished in about a month with the piers. We're already working on grade beams, underground utilities, and I think that I saw that we're working on some shear wall construction as well. The largest of the piers out there is about 7 feet across and about 70 feet deep. So a really big thing could fall in that hole and fall for a really long time, except we don't leave the hole open. As soon as we drill the hole, we fill it with concrete and reinforcing steel. So the contractor's made really good progress to date in that. The weather has been cooperative, knock on wood, and so that's where we are. We're going to continue to see more progress, and as we go, obviously the progress will be more evident from outside the fence. We look at our first slab on grade pour to be towards the end of January, and then after that we'll start, going vertical. Okay. This is just what we're okay. So in the next 60 days, basically this is what we're up to. We're going to continue to work on foundation. We're starting to see submittals for the building's exterior, what the curtain wall is going to look like, that sort of thing. That's pretty much it. That's where we are. Anything that we can answer for you all about the progress? The progress so far is things are going really well in terms of the building progress. The contractor seems to be meeting their milestones just fine. That's where we are. Yes. Anything that we can answer for any of you gentlemen?
Everything's going well? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian. Oscar.
Merry Christmas.
There is nothing to report under 12A2, emergency situations, for instance, House agenda. 12B has been acted upon. 12C. 12Cs are Title VI non-discrimination. I'm asking discussion, consideration, approval of the Hidalgo County Title VI Annual Work Plan and Accomplishments Report for fiscal year 2018.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Item
carries.
D is authorization approval to purchase new wireless data service plans through county's membership participation with contract DIR TSO 3415 with Verizon Wireless for the following. It is 4 cell phones with service. It's for the county judge's office, and it is a nationwide unlimited minutes, email data unlimited, and it is at $69.99 per month. There was a participation form that was submitted with respect to, was this the best pricing? What I can say is this is our contracted vendor through DIR, Verizon, and this is the rate that we get. And so when we do go through DIR, we look for the best rate. Again, through our contracted vendor, this is the rate that is quoted to us. Okay? Commissioners?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E, F, and G are related and request an action. I'll take the first one. Item E is approval of the 2019 museum funding agreement between Hidalgo County and Museum of South Texas in the amount of $460,000. This is our annual contract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F is the 2019, or approval of the 2019 museum funding agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the Donna Hooks Fletcher Museum in the amount of $10,000.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item G is approval of the 2019 museum funding agreement between the County of Hidalgo and Mission Historical Museum in the amount of $10,000.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Commissioners, we've undertaken item 13, and so I'm going to ask Mr. Silguero under item 14, Human Resources.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Carlos Silguero for Human Resources. Item 14A, since we have changes that impact the budget amendment policy, I'm requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments for the personnel items that are listed below.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item B, for the District Attorney's Office is an exhibit that's attached to the agenda. We're asking approval of the following personnel actions as per Exhibit A. The exhibit contains 7 personnel actions on Assistant District Attorneys. There's 2 reclassifications and 7 discretionary steps. We refer to the District Attorney's judgment on the reclassifications and the discretionary steps. We recommend approval. There's a reclassification for 2 autopsy technicians from a grade 9 to a grade 11, and there's a reclassification for a systems support manager to a technology IT senior technology manager from a grade 15 to a 18, and we recommend approval subject to submission of the pertinent documents for reclassifications. So we recommend approval on item 1 for those items, and then approval of the appropriation of funds.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Commissioners, if I may, this is where we've been working diligently with the District Attorney's Office, and we're just about there. You've seen agenda items as we've been going through the process. We have one last phase, or one last section. We'll be meeting with the District Attorney's Office, and we'll have something for the beginning of the new year with respect to our first court session of the year.
Item C, also for the District Attorney's Office, asking approval of the following personnel actions effective upon Commissioner's Court approval, and for calendar year 2019. This is to delete an Assistant District Attorney 3, grade 17, for the slots listed. They have 3 slots because they're paid from different funds. All their salary is split up into different funds, and an allowance of $900. So we delete, they're asking deletion of that grade 17 AD 3 and create Assistant District Attorney 4 for slots 0156, 0204, and 0024 at a grade 19 with the auto allowance of $900, and this is at these are step 1.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I would have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
We had talked about 3 months ago about some of the positions at the DA's office. They had assistants, and then they had admin positions. And we talked about the admin positions. If they were similar to other people in the court, we weren't going to do anything to them. But with respect to the legal assistant positions, because of their duties, weren't we going to do something? And
Yes, sir,
did
and
we do something?
that's what Mr. Guerra was referring to. There's like 47, 48 administrative assistants that support the attorneys there, the ADAs, and their administrative assistant 1s, 2, 3s, and 4s, and maybe 5s. Those are the current titles. We have included in our classification list a new title, legal assistant 1, 2, 3, 4, so that we can convert those administrative assistants that are doing legal support into those titles. They have submitted a proposal. We need to review it, agree on the grades, and those are the items that Mr. Guerra is saying. We need discussion with the DA's office so that we can agree on the final reclassifications and then bring them back to court.
Okay. So it wasn't done in September? We didn't get it finalized in September?
No, sir, we did not.
Okay.
But
well, if we could get that done as soon as
Mr.
possible.
Mr. Guerra has promised the DA's office that it'll be on the agenda for the 8th, and that we will work between here and now to reach agreement on the changes.
Keep me in the loop.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Item D, Precinct 2, road maintenance. This is obviously from the Precinct Road and Bridge funds. They're asking approval to create 3 positions to be determined, slots to be determined, a clerk 3, an equipment operator 1, and a maintenance 4, grades 5, 6, and 9.
Move for approval.
Second.
And this is housekeeping. These are individuals that are currently under parks, but they do work for, 99% of their work is in road and bridge, so we're moving them over to
Yes, sir.
fix that.
We concur.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E, I don't know why the county clerk was doing HR presentation, but we approve, we agree with the action, so I'll pass to the next one. Item F, for the elections department, this is requesting a reclassification of a system support specialist 3. It's a grade 15 position. She would like it to be an information system administrator, grade 16. We agree with this reclassification. She has submitted all the pertinent documents and the rationale and the additional duties that have been thrust upon this person because of security, cybersecurity, and all of those attendant facts. So we recommend approval.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item G, for the purchasing department, Mr. Guerra has agreed to this position for the purchasing department for some new initiative. It's a grade 7 administrative analyst position. We're asking approval to create this position for that department.
And if I may, and I'm sorry, Commissioner, and if I may, this is in furtherance of what we've been talking about with the purchase department, given the situation we had with our auctioneers, and that we're now undertaking all that process through Commissioner Precinct 4, Commissioner Palacios, and we've been working with the incoming commissioner. We've identified the tract of land that we will be utilizing. There's fencing already being undertaken. The drainage district has graciously helped us with respect to a schematic of the area, and so everything that the auctioneer was doing for us that we enjoyed them taking and absorbing the cost associated with that process, we are now undertaking that responsibility. But at the end of the day, we are saving dollars versus what we were paying in commission fees to the auctioneers.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yes, this position will be added to the asset management division of
Yes.
purchasing, which handles the auctioning
Oversees
and
that.
surplusing of all county property. And then item 2 related to that is approval to revise the classified position list to include this title in the list.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Commissioners.
much.
You all have a
Merry
happy
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
As Ms. Yana's coming up to the podium, wondering how no, I'm sorry, Ms. Yana. I was just going to ask how the students from are enjoying
They'd rather watch paint dry, but
So I see that they're very engaged in our discussion. So
They can go to Precinct 1 to see some paint dry, right, Glenda? We're painting over there.
So, Ms. Yana.
Good morning. Our first item on the agenda for Urban County is for us to conduct a public hearing before the court to consider public comments for Hidalgo County's request to submit a performance statement amendment for the Self-Help Center Program, Contract 7216003, under the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, Office of the Colonia Initiative, Colonia Self-Help Center. So, Commissioner, if you would like to open a public hearing?
Yes, ma'am. I will now open up a public hearing at 11:28. If anyone wishes to make a comment about this item, they may do so.
Well, I'd like to, so they can make comments, I'd like to read the background on this item.
Do it.
The current performance statement describes activities that will be undertaken in the Hidalgo County Colonia Self-Help Center service area colonias of White Wing Subdivision, Roadrunner Number 2, Linda Vista Estates, Muniz, and Carlos Acres. This were the subdivisions that were identified in our application for 2016. We have, among the items that we're going to do with this grant was technology access, tool lending library, solid waste removal, administration and planning, and repair and rehabilitation of homes that were not suitable, reconstruction of homes that were not suitable for reconstruction. We are requesting this amendment, that we can submit this amendment to TDHCA so that we may eliminate the technology access. Our office tried to work with Precinct 2 Commissioner on getting the use of the technology bus. We plan to buy equipment so that we could update the bus. However, the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs has indicated to us that if we do buy equipment, the only people that can utilize that equipment were those who reside in White Room Subdivision, Linda Vista, and Carlos Acres. So that's not going to be feasible for us,
Right.
so we're requesting your authority for us to submit the amendment.
Sounds good. What do you need us to do? Close the public hearing?
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to make a comment? If not, I'll close the public hearing at 11:30.
Item 15A2 is requesting approval to submit the performance statement amendment number 1 for the Hidalgo County Colonia Self-Help Center contract number 7216003 for the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. And we're requesting that the approval of the resolution.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item B, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, when and if applicable, the Urban County Program is requesting the award of bids and approval of contracts with RG Enterprises LLC, DBA G&G Contractors, and A1 Installation for the demolition and reconstruction of the following: 5 units in the county-wide area and 1 unit in the city of Mercedes, for a total contract amount of $342,150 to RG Enterprises, and 1 unit in the city of San Juan, and 1 unit in the city of Alamo, and the total contract amount of $128,700 to A1 Installation for the reconstruction of homes.
Second.
And you're comfortable with the contractor?
We went out for bids, and we are obligated to use the contractors and the lowest responsible bidder. These contractors have done well in the housing rehabilitation of homes or the reconstruction of homes. They do provide a 1-year warranty on the home, and we always advise the clients that are getting the assistance that if they see anything out of place, that they are to contact our office immediately.
Awesome. We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item is subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting consideration and action to award and enter into construction contract with Philagonia Site Contractors LLC for the base bid and alternate number 2 in the amount of $277,456.05 for a street improvement project in the city of San Juan, utilizing funds from 2015, 16, and 17.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
15D is requesting consideration and approval of the Urban County Program Neighborhood Stabilization Program closeout for grant number B-08-UN-48-0501.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item D is requesting consideration and approval and authorization for Ramon Garcia, Hidalgo County Judge, to sign applicable Neighborhood Stabilization Program closeout documents.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I would like to tell the court that that particular NSP grant was in the amount of $2.8 million, and it was for the construction of 99 homes for low to moderate income individuals. We currently have 11 lots currently available that will still be utilized for the construction of homes for low to moderate individuals. These projects were constructed through OSTI and through Proyectos Azteca. That was a new grant that we received that we've never gotten before.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Item E is requesting acceptance and action to correct the base bid submitted by NM Contracting LLC from the total amount of $337,000 to $291,288 due to contractor's mathematical error.
Move for approval.
Second.
Item 2.
Hold on.
We need a vote.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. No surprise.
Thank you. Subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, requesting consideration and action to award a contract, action to award a contract to NM Contracting LLC in the amount of $294,647 base bid. I'm sorry, I think I've got a wrong number there. I do not have the correct number. Just a second. Okay, the dollar amount of $294,647, which includes the base bid and alternate number 1.
Move for approval.
Second.
We need to continue to work together because we've had issues with this contractor. Hopefully, he does a tremendous job on this project, but he didn't do very well on another project. And it was in Urban County. It was for the countywide shop. But hopefully, with this project, it's a smaller project, he can step up his game because it wasn't a good project. But we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item F is requesting authority to cease negotiations with the highest ranked firm of Raba Kistner, approved on December 4th, 2018. Agenda item AI 67-821, as they do not provide the services that we were searching for.
What service?
We were asking engineering service design, and they said at that moment, they wrote back to us and said, although they have engineers on hand to do this project, they would choose not to participate.
It was them, though. Okay. So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F2 is authority to negotiate a professional engineering service contract with the second highest ranked firm, Fulcrum Consulting Services, for the provision of professional engineering services for a street project in the city of Progreso, with using funds from year 2017 and 2018.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I thank you very much, and I wish all of you a happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Health and Human Services. Don't leave.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. Lourdes Acevedo with Health and Human Services Department. Item 16A, discussion, consideration, and approval of amendment number 3 of Memorandum of Agreement from June 2nd of 2015 between Hidalgo County Health and Human Services and University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston Brownsville campus.
So moved.
Second. I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16B1, discussion, consideration, and approval to draw down funds from district payment and monitoring IGT in the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission, instructions from the local provider participation fund with an IGT transfer date of January 3rd, 2019, and settlement date of January 4th, 2019.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor from the local provider participation fund in the amount to be determined by HHSC instructions.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
C, approval of appropriation of funds from the LPPF in the amount to be determined by HHSC.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, we have nothing unless you all have any questions.
Are you really leaving us?
That's next year.
Are you?
I don't know.
When are you leaving?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not leaving at the end of the year?
Not this year.
Oh, okay. Good. That's good news. Awesome. Well, make sure you stay as long as possible. You've been tremendous.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
item C, we have nothing unless you all have anything.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
It's Mondo's fault. He told me you were leaving this year.
Mondo.
17, Fire Marshal's Office.
Saw it on Facebook.
Saw it on Trump's tweet. Tweet.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I have 17A. It's the discussion and approval of the following 2019 Rural Emergency Services interlocal agreements with the cities of Elsa, Mercedes, Palmview, FAR, and Westaco.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Community Service Agency.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jaime Longoria with Community Service Agency. Discussion, consideration, and possible action on amendment to the fiscal year 2018 Community Service Block Grant, contract number 611-8000-2861 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs for program year 2018, with authorization for Judge Ramon Garcia and Jaime Longoria to sign any and all pertinent documents.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
Aye.
carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Elections Administration.
Good morning.
Morning.
Melanie Esparza with the Elections Department. Item 19, requesting approval of reimbursement to Yvonne Ramon in the amount of $49.75 for fuel expense while on county business with authority for the county treasurer to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Or not Judge, just Commissioners.
It's all right.
TJ Adelunda for the record. First three items are for preliminary approval. First item is Figueroa Rodriguez Subdivision Precinct 1. That's a two-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. Drainage is natural percolation and surface runoff onto 9.5 roadside ditch. It was approved by the City of Donna. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. We're recommending approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item is North Valley Ranchette Subdivision Precinct 1. It's a 12-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. Drainage will be provided via a proposed detention pond dedicated to the drainage district with an outfall structure discharging to an existing drain ditch south of Mile 12 North Road. It was approved by the City of Westaco. Water is being provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be used. We're recommending approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item, Las Comadres, number 5 subdivision, precinct 3. It's a 76-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. The drainage consists of a storm sewer system discharging to a drainage district regional detention facility. It was approved by the City of Mission. Water is provided by Agua Sud, and septic tanks will be used. Texan Road is paved, and 4 internal streets are to be paved by the developer. We're recommending approval.
So move. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next two items are for final approval. First item is replat of lots 1 and 2, Rivera Subdivision Precinct 4. It's a 2-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. Drainage is natural percolation with runoff onto Skinner roadside ditch. It's in the rural area of the county. Water is provided by North Alamo, and septic tanks will be used. We're recommending approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item, Dollar General Donna Addition Subdivision Precinct 1 is a 2-lot commercial subdivision and a flood zone C. Drainage will be provided by on-site detention based on the approved site plan at the development permit stage. It's in the rural area of the county. Water is provided by North Alamo Water Supply, and septic tanks will be installed at the permit stage. We're recommending approval.
So move.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item is for final approval with a financial guarantee. A Valadez number 2 subdivision precinct 4 is a 5-lot subdivision in a flood zone X. Drainage will be provided by natural percolation with surface runoff onto mile 20 north roadside ditch. It's in the rural area of the county. Water is provided by North Alamo, and the septic tank systems have been escrowed. We're recommending final approval with a cash deposit in the amount of $7,500 for 5 septic systems.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the last item is a request to reimburse Fernando Garza Jr., GIS Operator 3, in the amount of $20 for a registration fee to attend a workshop sponsored by RGV User Group on November the 15th.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry
TJ.
Christmas.
Thank you.
21, Precinct 1.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Item 21A, Agenda Item 68106, Precinct 1, Pepe Cabeza de Vaca. On behalf of Commissioner David Fuentes, Precinct 1 is requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase tract of land known as parcel numbers 3738, 44A, 44B, 44C, and 65, associated with Mile 6 West Road Improvement Project, CSJ number 0921-02-356, with the authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
County Commissioners, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Precinct 2.
Good morning, Commissioners. 22A, requesting approval of an interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo by and through the Hidalgo County Urban County Program and the City of Hidalgo regarding the construction of a recreational facility in the city's Valle Alto Park for the use of city and county residents for the Precinct 2 Valle Alto Park Youth Facility Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22A2, in accordance with Section 791.014 of the Texas Government Code, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement project regarding the Precinct 2 Valle Alto Park Youth Facility Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22B, requesting approval to enter into a license agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the Hidalgo County Irrigation District Number 2 concerning the construction of a pedestrian bridge over an irrigation canal and right-of-way for the Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park Phase 2. Now, this one is, we're going to pass this contingent final legal approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Precinct 3.
Commissioners, item 23A, requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as parcel number 17 associated with Liberty Road Project Phase 1 with the authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Precinct 4.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item number 4, discussion, consideration, approval of order closing, abandoning, and vacating a county road. I know an open 50-foot county road adjacent to lots 16 through to 28 Fountain subdivision to the extent of the Hidalgo County's interest.
Commissioners, this road was dedicated at one point. Nothing's ever been built. It's non-existent. So the residents have petitioned for us to go ahead and just give it back, and we're in favor of it. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Budget and Management, Sergio.
Good morning, Commissioner. Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget Management. Item 25A is approval of 2019 salary schedule changes as listed on Exhibit A. Those are 3-step adjustments.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 25B1, approval to enter into an interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the Hidalgo County Community Service and Corrections Department. Judge Commissioners, this is for, right now, currently we have some employees that the county employees that work for the probation department. And basically what we're doing is we're entering into interlocal to where we're going to provide them funding on an annual basis, and those employees will now be employed directly by the adult probation department. We've gone to some issues with liability as far as when there's auto accidents and things like that. So we're basically just putting it back on the adult probation
Move for
department.
approval.
Awesome. Got a
Second.
motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 25B2 is approval to delete the following positions as listed on the agenda, effective 1/1/2019.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 25C1, approval of the following of the changes in funding source as per Exhibit A. And these are just to move back some of the drainage improvement projects that were in Precinct 4. We had combined them into the road maintenance, and in talking to Commissioner Palacios and Commissioner-elect Torres, they've decided to put it back the way it was before, so we're just requesting approval of that.
Move for approval.
Second. I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 25C2 is approval of the interdepartmental transfer
So
to
moved.
fund those
Second.
positions.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 25D, 1, 2, 3, and 4 is approval to designate funds in fiscal year 2018 for expenditures related to the following programs. And this is for the 1115 waiver in the amount of $2,973,376.48. For the courthouse, which is Department 125, Program 035, in the amount of $2,658,531.15. For the UT Health SNAP Education Grant in the amount of $106,067.41. And for the flood control, water extraction, disaster recovery in the amount of $2,861,785.66. These are just to cover expenses that were incurred this year that will be paid next year, and we're just basically designating these funds for that, for payment next year.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 25E is approval of 2018 appropriation of funds in the amount of $17,280 for the district clerks. This is to fund storage services in Fund 1238.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 25F1 and 2 is approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of those funds in the amount. This is a revised amount of $54,962.81. And this is for the Precinct 1 road maintenance program.
How come you're taking money away, bro?
The auditors only certified this amount.
All right.
We'll work with them to certify the rest.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry
and Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Merry Christmas,
Thank you.
Senor. Purchasing.
Purchasing Department, number 26A1, acceptance and approval to execute an amendment between Hidalgo County and Terracon Consultants to modify the owner's designated representative clause in the agreement for construction of the new courthouse project.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, this is acceptance and approval to execute Amendment 5 between Hidalgo County and contractor Morganti, Texas Incorporated to modify the owner's designated representative clause in the agreement for the construction of the new courthouse.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3 is acceptance and approval of Hidalgo County Commissioners Court of a portable modular building, 1,560 square feet, as stated in the letter attached in your backup, for Mission Regional Medical Center with a value of $15,000, which currently sits on county-owned property in Sullivan City.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Item B is assignment and designation of the accepted building for use by the purchasing department for placement at the completion of the impound and surplus facility located in Precinct 4.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 4 is discussion, consideration, and action on Amendment 1 of the interlocal between Hidalgo County and the City of Edinburgh for handling disposal of non-solid municipal waste to include the type of ash debris as further detailed in the supporting documentation.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, this is under executive office, is acceptance and approval of a short-term contract not to exceed 6 months with MindCentric hosting email services commencing 1/1/19 for continued services while the conversion, training, and all other services provided under the new awarded vendor, which is on this agenda, is completed in an amount not to exceed the statutory bid limit of $50,000 and subject to Form 1295 and legal review through the DA's office.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The concern by auditor was subject to 1295, which we will request, but we still recommended the approval as stated. 2 A is requesting exemption from Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional services agreement for the Hidalgo County IT software program maintenance.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item D is acceptance and approval of professional services agreement with Syntax Ware, and that's Charles Graham, DBA, Syntax Ware, for the provision of maintenance support services for Hidalgo County's IT department, including all required statutory forms and requirements. And it is subject to final legal review.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3 is selection and designation of the evaluation committee to review, score, and grade the one-step responses received in connection with the CMAR project for the construction of the county services facility and justice center, with recommendations of the following makeup of members. A, and I think executive was presenting this as 2 from purchasing and 2 from executive offices, or B, whatever the court wishes to designate.
Who'd you have on the last CMAR?
On the CMAR? I don't know, but I can look it up.
The last
You want
project.
those
No,
same ones?
if you remember.
Not right offhand. It's usually a representative from each one of the precincts and the judge's office, and then Valde and I are always there to
assist.
If you've already had a group, I'm fine. I'm comfortable with that. I don't know.
So
who that is.
A or B, which is not A, but B, including a selection of
So
every,
we'll-
like we
okay.
have before. Last
So we'll-
CMAR.
The last CMAR, and I think it's going to be a representative from every board member, and then we act as our.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Joseph, did you have somebody?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So it's B.
So B.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, precinct 1. A, requesting exemption, competitive bidding requirements, 262-024A4, a professional service.
Move for approval. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B is presentation of scoring grids for purposes of ranking of those engineering firms from the pool for the required services on FM 88 from 5th Avenue North to FM 1925 located in Precinct 1, LNG 97.3, Fulcrum 94.6, Civil Systems Engineering at 93.3. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Authority for purchasing is item C, to negotiate professional services agreement for that project stated in the previous action item, and commencing with the number 1 ranked firm of LNG.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements, Texas Local Government Code 262-024A4, a professional service.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Presentation of the scoring grid for the purposes of ranking from those pool of construction materials testing firms and geotechnical services, and those were Robert Kistner at 94.3, Professional Services Industries 87.6, and Earth Company LLC at 88.3. Does the court wish to rank them in the order of their scores?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
C is authority for purchasing to commence negotiations with the number 1 ranked firm for those services of Robert Kistner.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Going to item 3, requesting approval of final negotiated professional services agreement with Millennium Engineers Group as it relates to the geotechnical and construction materials testing on-call services for Precinct 1, which
So-
was, action was taken on November 20th.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 4 is requesting approval for the First Amendment to the interlocal agreement by and between Hidalgo County Precinct 1 and the City of Wesco for road improvements project of Mile 10 North, Mile 6 to FM 1015, resulting in the deletion and addition of the whereas clauses as stated on the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B is no action is necessary. Item D, Precinct 2, recommendation by project engineer LNG Engineering to award to the responsible vendor submitting the lowest and best bid, Texas Cordia Construction of Edinburgh, Texas, in the amount of $3,409,415 for bid number 199 for the Regional Linear Park Project, Section 2.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E, Precinct 4, presentation of bids received and as detailed in the tabulation sheet contained herein, and authorizing and approving the award of the contract for the responsible bidder, Royce Hauling, submitting the lowest and best bid and meeting all specifications for the request for bid hauling services for all road materials for Precinct 4.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Constables, acceptance and approval of the fire alarm monitoring service agreement for the monthly amount of $39.99 for Constable Precinct 1 building, the Triple R Fire and Safety for the duration of the term of the agreement through the requisition and subject to the $12.95.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item G1, IT Department approval and acceptance of the negotiated agreement between Hidalgo County and SADA, also known as Google, including the best and final offer on RFP number 194, cloud-hosted and managed email services. The concern by auditor is that there's no funding identified, but this commences on the fiscal year 2019. It would need to be funded.
It'll be addressed.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sheriff's Office, number 1, requesting approval of the interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the Department of Public Safety General Stores.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is requesting approval to authorize county judge to execute the agreement.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Going on to item 1, presentation, and this is for the amended sole source declaration for the auditor's office with Wiedenhammer Systems Corporation for the continued maintenance support of the Alio system, as stated on the agenda, with all the services included, as stated.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B is approval to enter into the computer processing services agreement for the services of hosting in the county's financial Alio with the fee of $16,100 and the one-time setup $1,765 for fiscal year 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That will include the approval of the county auditor, Madam County Auditor, to sign and execute the document. Item J, County Clerk, requesting the continuation of the preservation of deed and official record volumes 1766 through 1834 and 1835 through 1996, with co-file through the membership and participation of Tex Math Contract Number 183602 in the amount of $582,120, and that is through the requisition stated and subject to compliance with Title 95.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
K, and countywide, recommending rescission of action taken by Hidalgo County on December 11th for agenda item 63913. This is in connection with what I spoke about earlier. This is to rescind the award, to rescind the ability to put out the dewatering until we get the new packet put together, and we'll bring it back for you. And this is because we're going to have a pre-position contract for the county on the dewatering.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And that's all I have for now, but I would like to say that as a contemporary of Judge Garcia, he truly lived up to the mantra, the greatest generation. It was an honor and a pleasure to have worked with Judge Garcia, as well as a son of another born of that era, Commissioner Joseph Palacios, who was always ready to listen, cooperate, and learn how to procure in the best interest of his precinct and for Hidalgo County. I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, God bless you, and looking forward to another year of moving Hidalgo County forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Open forum.
Yes, Commissioner, we do have 2 participants. There's a 3-minute time limit. I'll advise when there's 1 minute, and I'll ask the audience to please respect the speaker's time. Our first presenter is Ms. Fern McClary.
Well, today y'all gave a lot of money to the Edinburgh Museum, a little less money to the Donna and to the Mission Museum. And then on 12/4/18, under the county judge 5C, you gave $187,000 to VITA. So I can see that y'all can find money when you want to. You can pull it out of somewhere. So what I'm asking is that you look into the Hidalgo County boot camp, the juvenile boot camp that's in West Lacona, to see if there's some way, because these boys go through this course and through this drills that they go through, and when they graduate from high school, they get their grades and everything, and then unfortunately they go back home. And a lot of times their homes are not there for them. Maybe one's got a drug problem, or maybe they're a gang member. Is there not something that the county, you always find grants, like I said, you find money. Can you not find money so that we could do something to help with the families when these boys go back home, that they have a chance to make a life? They've had the chance with the courts and with the county allowing them to go there. But can we do something? Can we find money? I'm going to talk to the judge over there. But the county, like I said, we need to stand and try to help these kids make a life. And like I say, when you go back home, whether you are drugs or whatever, if it's there, you tend to kind of go back to it. So I'm hoping that you will stand up and do something for these families, that we can figure out something to give the boys one more chance just a little farther. Joseph, I would like to thank you for being my commissioner. I thank you for listening, sometimes answering my questions. And I do hope that we see you in the future. I don't know where you're going or anything, but we'll miss you. And I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. So have a good holiday. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. And our second presenter is Mr. Joe Rodriguez.
Commissioners, just touch. Want to thank the law enforcement for their dedication and their efforts this holiday season, keeping everybody safe out in the roads. The other one is I'm still waiting for the answer on a complaint I put in with HR that's been sitting on Commissioner Palacios' desk for the past, I want to say 6 months, and don't get an answer, but I won't because he's out, and that person didn't get reprimanded or disciplined. The other one is don't create so many assistants to assistant position, so there's funding for actual projects that need to be done for the citizens, and not pet projects in your own districts, or as you're going out, don't spend the entire amount so the incoming commissioner doesn't have a cent to work with and help the people in the precincts. Okay, and we really should, as voters, come up with an agenda or a vote to where limiting how many times a commissioner can sit up there, how many terms, keep it down to 2, because if you're there after 2, there's just not right. We need new blood, new ideas, and actually, so the rest of the people can actually be heard and taken care of. And that's my say for this year. God bless, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and y'all be safe and be with your loved ones.
Merry Christmas. We do have executive session.
At this time, we're going to go into closed session under Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Sections 551.071 and 072.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We'll be right back. This is 12:23.
Commissioner, under open session 38, well, for the record, if we can go back to item 29, 29A, and 29B, there is no action. Item 30, open session. 30A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, no action to be taken. 30B, pending and or potential litigation, no action to be taken. 30C, civil action number CV 435, Gregorio Trevino Jr. versus Hidalgo County et al., and civil number 715 CV-477, Pedro Garcia Jr. versus the county et al. There's no action to be taken. Just as a matter of disclosure, we do have a scheduled mediation in January with respect to this case. February, my apologies. February. Item 30, claim of Toribio Cortina. Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $120.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
And item 30E, claim of AT&T. Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $1,179.29. If accepted, then I would ask the county auditors for the record, it would be a check payable to the Claim Center LLC.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, our next court session is January 8th. But as always, unless there is a need to meet before the 8th, then obviously we would communicate with everyone.
I'll be on vacation.
Have a great vacation,
I sure
Joseph.
will, man.
We'll be in constant contact.
So there's no action 31 and 32.
I'll see you guys before the meeting.
Motion.
Oh, so moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right.
Good job, Joseph.
Okay, thanks.
Joseph, take care.
Okay, brother.
Stay